Hi guys. Welcome to Wednesday night dinner. I'm excited that you're here. I'm sorry I didn't see you at first. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to have for dinner, and I just don't know. What are you having? That actually sounds pretty good. I don't know if I'll have time to make it, but it actually sounds pretty good. So I'll keep thinking about what sounds good to me, and while you get ready to eat your dinner, how about we say a grace together, a prayer together? Can we do that? All right, let's say our prayer. I'll say some words. You repeat after me. You ready? Okay. Dear God, thank you for this food, for all of today, and for your love. Amen. All right, so now we're ready to eat, or at least you're ready to eat, and I'll still think about what it is I want. Actually, there's a Bible story that talks about people not knowing what to eat. It comes from the book of Exodus. It's the second book of the Bible, and the story of Exodus is all about these people called the Israelites. And the Israelites were God's people, God's beloved people. And for years, they had been slaves in the country of Egypt. And God wanted to make sure that they were taken care of. And so God sent a guy named Moses. And maybe you've heard of Moses before. And Moses' job was to go and tell Pharaoh, who was the king of Egypt, let the Israelites go. Pharaoh didn't like that idea because they were his slaves. They were an easy way to get things done, but they weren't treated well. And so Moses kept saying, let them go. Let them go, let them go, let them go. And finally, through some convincing, Pharaoh let the people go. And so now Moses kind of marched them through the wilderness on their way to what's called the Promised Land. And when they get to the Promised Land, it's going to be wonderful, but they're not there yet. And because they had to kind of escape Egypt, they didn't have much in the way of food. And so they began to wonder, what are we going to eat? What are we going to eat? And so God sent them something called manna. Now, manna was this kind of weird food substance, kind of like that thing that you eat because it makes you healthy, but it's not necessarily good, right? It was food that would fill their bellies, but it wasn't necessarily good food. But that's what God gave them, and it helped them to eat and helped them to stay alive and to stay healthy. And then eventually they wanted something with a little bit more flavor, right? So God sent them quail, like meat, right? Maybe it tastes like chicken, I don't know. But they still didn't know what they wanted to eat. And so they kept asking for more things to eat and different things to eat. But God kept giving them what they needed. God gives us the things that we need. And sometimes God gets really creative about how God provides for us. Sometimes God provides for us through others. Maybe you've seen some food banks, or you've heard about fish here in Grand Blanc, and how you can go there if you need a little bit of help, and they can give you some groceries for free, because sometimes we just gotta help one another, right? And that's God doing that. This Sunday, we're going to be talking about helpers. And so I want you to start thinking about helpers. Who are the people that are helpers in our world? Who help people get the food that they need? Who help people stay warm when it's cold out, or stay cold when it's warm out? Who are the people that make sure that there's food in front of plates, in front of people when they get home from school, and breakfast in their bellies when they go to school? Who are those helpers? Who are the helpers that keep you healthy? Who are the helpers that keep you safe? So here's what I want you to do for your table talk. I want you to go around your table and I want you to see if you can name as many helpers as possible. And they don't have to be official helpers. Let me give you an example. Sometimes helpers can just be your friends. Maybe they help you carry your stuff. Maybe they help you figure out how to win a game on the computer. Maybe they help you at school with your homework. Or it could be helpers like police officers or firefighters. You can use those in your list. But see if you can make a list of all the helpers. Because God does take care of us. Like the Israelites when they were given that kind of gross stuff called manna to eat. It was gross, but it was still good for them. God still provides. And sometimes God provides through other people. We call them helpers. So see how many helpers you can name. And then I want you to do one more thing for your table talk. I want you to think about how you can be a helper for someone. No matter how old you are or how young you are, how can you be a helper? And come up with one way that you can be a helper tomorrow. And then I want you to see if you can do it tomorrow. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to see if I can figure out what I want for dinner. You know what actually sounds good? All this talk about bread, you know what? A sandwich really sounds good. I might go make a sandwich. So until I see you again, I hope you have a great dinner, a great night tonight with your family, and a great rest of your week. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.